Hello, everyone. So we're back again here today doing a lecture about continuing our series on colors of the rainbow, this time talking about white fruits and vegetables. And white vegetables, they're not just a plain white tea. They have a lot going on. They have lots of health and benefits, and they're not to be mistaken for just kind of a nothing. So let's talk about the onion. You may not know this, but the onion may just as well be the orange's albino twin. Onions have vitamin C and lots of fiber too, just like an orange. Going swimming, honestly, the best way to prevent tears when cutting an onion is to wear goggles. I will also say, I have been told this. I don't actually know if I believe this. I am notorious for crying profusely when it comes to cutting onions. And I've tried a lot of different things because a lot of different people have recommended all of those different things. And honestly, nothing has worked. So I do like to go swimming. Maybe I'll have to break out my goggles next time and try this one out. And I'll let you know how it goes. Better yet, though, maybe onions are just like cheese. You can grate onions into dishes instead of chopping them to save some time. But I guess, really, onions are probably just like a trendy millennial. Vegan. You can roast onions and blend them into a creamy and mock Alfredo sauce, and you'll be left with a perfectly vegan pasta sauce. So I guess Donkey was really onto something here. Onions really do just have lots of layers. So hopefully you got something out of all that silliness. Today, like I said, we'll be talking about white fruits and vegetables. Primarily, we'll discuss what the allium family is and discuss their health benefits and their main phytonutrients. We'll also discuss the differences between today's alliums and their wild ancestors. And finally, we will brainstorm different ways that we can use alliums in our everyday cooking. So let's first talk about the nutrition of white fruits and vegetables. Primarily, white fruits and vegetables are known for promoting heart health. And you might recognize these below in the allium family. So garlic, onions, shallots, leeks, chives, and scallions. But beyond that, there's cauliflower, turnips, potatoes, ginger, bananas are honestly white, things like that. But this allium family specifically is what we'll focus on today. So these are a great source of vitamin A and vitamin C. And they're also characteristically known for being very pungent or maybe even spicy or hot. You might notice when you bite into like a raw onion, I don't know many people that do that, it's kind of shocks your mouth. And a lot of this is due to the phytonutrients that are in that. So we have thiosulfonate, allicin, and quercetin, which all help fight cancer and reduce blood pressure. But primarily these things do those functions because they belong to the organosulfur family. So that compound is what causes that pungency and that bitterness, that bite that you get when you experience biting into a raw onion or garlic or shallot. And that happens when it's chopped or chewed. So those compounds, the main phytonutrients, are released when you are breaking through the skin and exposing the insides to the elements. Also, maybe a little known fact, these alliums were primarily used as performance-enhancing substances. That's kind of how they got their start. So early Olympic athletes would eat onions and drink onion juice and garlic and things like that to help them try to win the Olympics. It was also used as a preventative method during the Black Plague. So people would ingest garlic. You might have heard about the vampire myth. In eating lots of garlic, I think something like that. I actually not fully sure on the bounds of that one, but turns out if you eat enough garlic, it is true, it will help in some capacity. And then also during the Civil War and World War II, they would make like an onion and garlic salve and put that and use it as field dressings. So they're very multifunctional. Food really is medicine in this instance, I guess. I think that'd kind of be the main takeaway from that little bit there. So let's move on to on the farm. So garlic is super similar to its wild ancestors. it hasn't really been modified over the years, and so therefore it retains a nutrient profile similar to what it was back before we started harvesting and domesticating crops for everyday use. And with garlic, you might have noticed this when you're shopping. There are soft neck and hard neck varieties. So sometimes you'll get the bulbs of garlic, maybe like the 3-pack or something if you've ever seen those, and that has like a pretty soft center stem. That would be a soft neck variety. Then the hard neck varieties, they have a thick center stem. It's very difficult to break. That would be the hard neck variety. And it is these hard neck varieties that are more similar to the wild varieties. And so because they're more similar, they have more health benefits than, say, the soft neck variety. And they also retain a nutrient profile similar to the wild ancestors. Now, I also mentioned onions and leeks, which should be planted in the late winter or early spring. For those of you that don't know, although I talk about it all the time, so if you are a friend or family tuning into this fun little lecture that I am doing for class, you probably already know this. Last year I lived and worked in Alabama, and I worked on a farm. It was super fun, and one of my favorite memories was when I got to plant onions and leeks in the like 39, 40 degree cold raining day all day long for like 3 days straight. It was not fun, honestly. It was miserable. The only thing that made it fun was one of my friends came out and helped plant it. But I will say in the spring when we got to eat fresh onions and leeks, it was pretty rewarding to see all the fruits of our efforts. So that was pretty cool, but they are pretty tedious. But other than that, they're pretty low maintenance. So that's nice. They at least give you that. Let's talk about onions really quick. Onions, unlike garlic, have been modified. So they're a little bit sweeter nowadays. You might think of like Vidalia onions, or if you've ever had like a blooming onion, they usually use a sweeter variety. And these sweeter varieties are not, they're a lot milder than the wild variety. So they're not as pungent, which also means that they're lacking in nutrition and health benefits. So remember, those phytonutrients, those can be one of the main, those are attributed as to the reason why onions are pungent. And so that's where a lot of the extra nutrients and health benefits come from. So in being a sweeter variety, they have less of that. Therefore, they have less health benefits. Now, also, if you look for smaller onions, the nutrients will be more concentrated. So that's always another good tip to look for when buying onions, is to search for the varieties that are not the sweet varieties and search for the varieties that are smaller, because you'll get a little bit more health benefits and phytonutrients out of those guys. And then we have leeks. So leeks, if you've never seen, are very similar to green onions, except honestly, they're like 8 times as big. They can be described as green onions on steroids. Be sure to wash these well once harvested. The root hairs retain a lot of dirt and mud once harvested. So no one wants to eat sand or dirt or clay or mud. So just be sure to wash those super well. And then we have shallots, which may be an unfamiliar vegetable, but they are great. They have a nutrient and taste profile similar to onions and garlic. They're super easy to care for and to plant, so you should definitely check them out. And then finally, we have scallions and chives, which are pretty similar. Their real only difference is that they just vary in size. So chives will be a little bit smaller than scallions, or what is also maybe known as green onions. And moving on to my favorite part in the kitchen. So for many of you that know me, again, I love to cook. My favorite thing is, kind of playing like my own personal little chop, seeing what I have and seeing what I can create. And I learned this first little fact from this book that I read. It was about phytonutrients. Imagine that. And finding ways to consume and make fruits and vegetables in a way that retains or increases their phytonutrient content. So Allison, a phytonutrient that I mentioned a few slides ago, is actually a combination of 2 different compounds, allin and allinase, an enzyme. And when you chop garlic, these 2 compounds are released, and when they commingle, they create allicin. And so this is the compound that can be attributed to those heart health benefits that I mentioned, specifically helping lower blood pressure. But one other thing to note is that allicin is super heat sensitive. So you don't want to chop your garlic and then immediately throw it into a pan of olive oil to saute up with some onions or whatever as your base, because you'll destroy all of the nutrients that are found in the house. And so to prevent this, make sure to let chopped garlic sit for about 10 minutes before cooking, and that way you'll still be able to get all those health benefits. And for onions, now we'll talk about quercetin, and that was another one of the phytonutrients that I mentioned, just as a little refresher there. So a great way to prepare onions would be to bake them, roast, saute, or fry even. And in doing so, exposing it to heat that way, that'll increase the quercetin content. It'll also make the onions sweeter, but that is not to say that those sweeter onions would be like the onions that are initially already sweeter. If you choose a more pungent variety of onion, using one of these cooking methods will break down the sugars and caramelize it, while also increasing the quercetin content and making it a little bit sweeter and less pungent to eat. So it's win-win-win. You can still get a sweet onion, but you can still get lots of nutrients, so long as you choose a more pungent, wild-esque variety. And for leeks, choose the smaller leeks. There's a lot of nutrients up in the greens, and if you choose a smaller size leek, the greens will be a little bit more tender, and you can saute these just as you would onions. They're great in soups, chilies, scrambled eggs. Use them just as you would onions. So kind of to summarize all that, I hope from all this you kind of gathered that alliums can be added to almost anything. You can saute onions, garlic, leeks, shallots, all of that together, or one or two or three, any combination really, and use it as a great flavor base. You can do that for, like I said, soups, stews, spaghetti, hot dish. I made this really good like lentil vegan bolognese, and so I used onions and garlic in that. And I also made some like a fun vegetable stew, and I used chives or scallions. I used those, I chopped them up and put them on as a little topping. So they're super great, very versatile. You can add them to almost anything, actually basically anything. Maybe not like a chocolate chip cookie, but when you're cooking, definitely. So with that, let's talk about one specific recipe real quick. So back when I was trying to be funny, hopefully it worked as a way to gain your attention, I mentioned that you could roast an onion and turn it into a creamy vegan Alfredo sauce, or like aka millennial sauce. So in order to do this, you'll need a few onions, an entire bulb of garlic, some olive oil, salt, pepper, and lemon juice. And then you also need some pasta, whatever kind, your choice, cooked. And then to top it off, some fresh herbs and some Parmesan cheese. So you'll start by preheating your oven, and then you'll coat the onion, leave the skins on the onion and the garlic in olive oil, and maybe crack some salt on there, maybe some pepper, wrap it up in the aluminum foil and stick it in the oven. Watch out for the heat. Ovens are hot, just be careful. And you'll let those sit, and you'll let those roast for about 45 to 60 minutes until they're nice and soft on the inside. Just a note, the garlic is a bit smaller, so it might be done quicker, so just be sure to keep an eye on that. And when they're done, or nice and soft, remove them from the oven and let them cool until they're comfortable to touch. And then you will take the foil off, remove the outer layers, you don't want the skin at this point, and you will put the roasted onions and the roasted garlic cloves into your blender. Add maybe a couple tablespoons of lemon juice or more if you want to taste, if you decide it doesn't taste good enough. A little bit of olive oil to thin that out, some salt and some pepper always to taste, and you'll blend it all up, and voila, all done. With your cooked pasta, use your combined blenderized creamy vegan millennial onion sauce, Alfredo sauce, and add that into the pasta, mix it all up, maybe put some fresh herbs on top. Here you could use your chives, scallions, parsley is a good option, oregano, rosemary, and then sprinkle with some Parmesan cheese, and maybe a little finish with a drizzle of lemon juice or some lemon zest, and perfect, boom. You have a super simple vegetable-based creamy garlic and onion pasta sauce. So give it a try. Hopefully it goes well for you. Let me know. I guess, like I say here down at the bottom, onions really are just trendy millennials. So in summary, the allium family includes onion, garlic, shallots, leeks, and scallions. Oh, and chives. Yes, that's right. Their main phytonutrients, as we talked about many of their health benefits, are thiosulfonate, allicin, and quercetin. And they're known primarily for helping fight cancer and reducing blood pressure. As I mentioned, the nutrient profile of garlic remains similar to its wild ancestors, whereas onions have become sweeter and less nutritious over the years. And finally, in sum, alliums can be added to almost anything. The kitchen is your oyster, it's your playground. Be sure to have fun, enjoy it, try something new. You can't mess up, it'll be great. So drop me a comment. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you tried the recipe and if you like it, if you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.